Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday morning. Very early morning for me because I stayed up way too late last night. But thank you very much for joining me. And as always with these live streams, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me okay. And welcome to a very exciting unboxing video. So Endless Winter, designed by Stan Kondonski. A lot of development work by Johnny Pat Cantin, published by Fantasia Games, their first game that they've published. I had the honour and pleasure of working on the rulebooks for this game. And today, production copy of the game arrived this week, and we're going to have a look inside. Now, I am going to be producing a series of tutorial and playthrough videos for this game over the next probably 4 or 5 weeks. So there will be actual playthrough videos coming on the channel. I'm going to be doing one for the base game, one with the Cave Paintings expansion, one with the Rivers and Rafts expansion, one with the Ancestors expansion, and one with the solo game. So there's going to be 5 playthrough videos for this game coming soon. So let's dive in. And first of all, see what we get in the base game. Now, I say the base game, this is actually a bigger box version than normal. So there's 3 different versions of the box. There's one with a slightly smaller box, which is the one without the sun-dropped minis. Then there's another one with the sun-dropped minis. This is a slightly bigger box. I think that's because this box, and Fantasia Games are in the chat, they'll correct me if I'm wrong, I think this box is designed to get everything in. And you can't see this on camera, but it has a very nice textured front cover. So the areas which are snow, it has a very, very rough surface. So yeah, let's dive in and let's have a look. This is nice as well. I always like it when they put something on the inside of the box cover. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's move that out of the way. Correct. Excellent. I got it right. So what we have is we have a rulebook. Nobody reads rulebooks anymore, so you can just throw that in the bin. I'm joking. We have a separate rulebook for the solo mode. We have the tray on how you organise everything in here, which is absolutely essential these days. Because if you're anything like me, you have no idea how something goes back afterwards. We have a layer of foam, which I've been told that I need to keep. I'm not sure if... yeah. You told me something about that, and I'm not sure if it's public knowledge. So let me know if it is. Right, we got all the bits. And we have, as you can see, we've got all of the trays. Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see. Because it doesn't look like there's that much in there. But as I say, this is the box which will store everything. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unbox all of the expansions. We're going to talk about them. And we're going to put everything away. Now, just before we carry on, I wanted to say a big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. This isn't a sponsored video, although I will be doing some sponsored videos for the game. I got up early on a Saturday morning and set up the studio, thanks to the support of the Patreon campaign. So if you enjoy the content that I create, I do a lot of videos that are not sponsored, including this one. And that's only possible through the support of the Patreon campaign. So, big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Right, let's jump in. Let's take out what we've got here. Okay, and underneath this, we have the boards. So there we go. That's the inside of the box, and we're going to keep that to one side because we're going to be loading stuff. In there. So as you can see, what we've got right now is we've got a lot of empty of these storage boxes. There are 4 of these, 1 per player, and we have another one here for some extra stuff. We'll fill those up in a minute, but the glacier tray is here. So what we've got in the glacier tray, and I'm going to zoom in a bit more on this, is... now this is the sun-dropped version, so the chieftains are sun-dropped. We'll have a look at those in a minute. We also have dual layer monument tiles. What were they called? Did we call it megalith tiles? That was it. Megalith tiles, dual layer ones. We have all of the cards here, and I believe the insert will hold sleeved cards, which is excellent because I'm certainly going to be sleeving these. And we have some stuff for the players that goes in there. So that's the glacier tray. What we're going to look at next? I don't know what we should look at. Let's look at the chieftains. Because what I've done is I have set up my side camera this morning. So if we have a look at these chieftain tiles. So yeah, these are the sun-dropped ones. Where is the remote for this? Let's zoom in a bit so you can see them. Because these have come out really nicely. Is it going to be? Is it going to be? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. The colour's a bit strong on them because that's my camera. But yeah, that's what they've come out like. So yeah, really, really nice. Now, what happens in the game is you choose which one of them you want to play. So for example, all the best people play purple. So if I wanted to play this one here, you would snap the purple base. Now I've not done this yet, so I'm hoping it goes on. There you go, it goes on. So that indicates that that is my chieftain. Yeah, so that's those. Right, that was worth setting up the side camera for, wasn't it? But basically, yeah, the chieftains will store in here. There is a particular place for each one. Am I going to get this right? I'm probably not going to get this right. That goes in there. There we go. Got that in. There is space for one more. I'm not sure why there's space for one more, but we'll find out. What should we open next? Let's go through some of the player stuff. So, as I mentioned, each player has their own tray. Oh, it's for the mammoth. Right, okay. So there is a mammoth miniature that is one of the add-ons for the game. And the mammoth miniature will go in there. Right, so this is your individual player board. And what you get in the game, each player gets 3 of these huts. And the first thing I said about these huts is these would look gorgeous painted. And I have seen some pictures on the Fantasia Games Facebook page or on BGG of these painted, and they look really, really nice. So they will go in there. They are your 3 villages, I think they are called. You also get, it is a worker placement game. Part of the core mechanisms of the game is worker placement. So in addition to your chief, you also get 2 of these tribes people. So these are going to go in there like that. Then you also get the camps. So each player gets 5 camps, which go in the bottom there. Each player also gets little megaliths. Come here. Get in. So yeah, so each player will get 8 megaliths of their colour, which you will use to basically place on the megalith tiles to unlock all sorts of bonuses. And each player also starts with 2 neutral megaliths. So what you do is, rather than keep these in a separate place, you just put them in there like that. Okay. What else does a player start with? The idle markers. So each player has 2 idle markers for the idle track. These are quite cute and tiny. So we'll get them out of the way. And you get obviously your player base. And then you've got your cards in the top. So let's just go to the cards next. So there's a whole host of cards in this game, lots of different types, and let's just open them up. So we've got the little tabs on the side, which is good. Is it going to work? I think it is going to work. There we go. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to take out all of the cards from the 3 different packs, because these cards are not sorted. It isn't one pack for one type of cards. It's basically all of the cards spread out over 3 packs. And what we need to find is we need to find the ones from a particular tribe. And the starting cards have got the icon there. So these are the green cards for the green starting player, which means the purple ones will probably be in here. Oh, they'll be in here. That's it. These aren't quite in the right order. Here we go. Red ones, purple ones. Right, found them. So yeah, so each player starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tribesmen, tribeswoman, brave, altars, communal feasts, and that's it. So that's a player's starting cards. Each player also starts with a burial cap card. Now, where are those? They're in here somewhere. There we go. There's a burial cap card. So each player starts with, that's their starting deck and the burial cap card. And what that does is that goes on here like that. And then you pop this on, and that's that. So, as I've mentioned many times on many streams, I'm not actually a big fan of inserts in games. And I know a lot of people watching this, a lot of people love inserts and spend a lot of money on inserts. For me, inserts look nice, but unfortunately they make transporting the game difficult because all of the bits fall out of the insert and everywhere. Not the case with this, okay? Any kind of insert stroke storage mechanism which has a plastic top like this is perfect, because this actually serves its purpose. Not only does it enable you to set up the game quickly, but it also means that I can put this lid on, I can put it in the box, I can transport this game anywhere, and I will get to the other end, and it will be as good as I left it. And that's what. So inserts with lids on all of the compartments, I like that. Inserts that don't have lids, as I say, they look nice, and then you transport the game to a friend's house, and as it's in your car or whatever, it gets knocked and it all falls out. So anyway, there you go. Quick rant about inserts. Anyway, so each player will have one of those bits. Let's go back to this main tray here. So a lot of these cards will not be in here. The player cards will not be in here. The rest of the cards are divided by type, and once they're sleeved, they go in the relevant sections on here. There is a list that tells me where they all go. But let's have a look at these cards while we've opened the cards. Let's have a look at the cards. And I'm going to be honest with you here. In terms of art style, I am personally not a big fan of the Miko's artwork. And I know a lot of people love his art style, but in terms of what particular style of art I like personally, that style is not for me. However, this game, and I'm not just saying it because I worked on this game, but this game, the art style suits it. So there are various other games that the Miko has done artwork for, which personally I don't think suits the game. This, I think, suits the game perfectly. So I think he's done a fantastic job with the artwork on this game. And for me, as I say, despite my personal feelings of the style of artwork, I think it suits this game really well. So I'm more than happy, with the artwork on this game. I'm just getting some of the other cards to show. So yeah, so these are the culture cards, I think. Culture cards have the icon in the top left, but they've got exactly the same back because it is a deck building game. Yeah, I mean, so much unique artwork for this game. It's crazy. There's a lot. Oh, the chiefs as well. Yeah, so each chief will have a card with a special ability, or you can use the other side, which has got a slightly different special ability. These are the burial cap cards. We've got the solo cards here as well. And then we've got all of these cards. So what you'll notice that there is a whole bunch of cards the same. So what happens at the start of the game is there will be basically piles of cards of these particular tribespeople, and you can buy them and you can build your deck up. So there's the crafters, the shamans, the elders, pathfinders, which are the pathfinders, there we go, the hunters, and then the culture cards as well. Right, so that's all of the different types of cards in the game. And as I say, they will all go into here, and they will fit even when sleeved. So yeah, one of the things I need to do fairly soon is dig through my sleeve collection and sleeve all of these cards. That might be a job for tonight while I'm watching the Formula 1. What Paul gets up to at home when he's not playing games is he paints games or he sleeves cards. That's pretty much what I do. Right, now then, I'm trying to see. So these are the small cards, and there isn't a little tab on these. So I'm not going to be able to get into these as easy. Maybe they only do tabs on the big cards. I'm just going to try and get in. It might have to be teeth. I don't have my scissors nearby. Oh, right, we're in. I'm not sure why they don't put tabs on the little packs. They only put them on the big packs. If anybody knows the answer to that from a production point of view, let me know. I'm just curious. So we got some little cards, which are the starting setup cards. So each player will get one of these at the start, and it tells them what they get. And then we've got the animals. So one of the things that you're going to be doing in this game is you're going to be hunting animals. I'm just going to zoom in a bit because these animals are very cute. Let's move that out of the way. So yeah, we've got some woolly mammoths, which you can go hunting. We've got the Argentavis, which I'd never heard of. The Glyptodon is very cute. I do like the Glyptodon. Look at him. He's so cute. We have a woolly rhino. A ground sloth, whose name changed, I think, about 4 times while we were writing the rulebook. A stag moose. Saber-toothed cat. He's quite cute as well. And then we have some other cards, which I think are for the solo mode. No, I think these are the starting cards. Yeah, these are cards that give you basically stuff to start with. There's a scoring card, and I think, I think they might be for the solo mode. I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I worked on the rulebook. Anyway, we have animals. So yeah, what you're going to be doing in the game is you're going to be hunting animals. And once you've hunted the animal, you can keep it for set collection, and you can tip it in order to get the ability that's printed on it. So yeah, that's the animal cards. And there's no need for these to be big-sized cards like the other one. That would just take up way too much space. The animal cards, I believe, go in there. Right, what else have we got? We got the punch boards. We got the punch boards and the board itself. So let's have a look at this. We're going to have to zoom out because I need more space. Right, that's going to go... oh, this, by the way, again, it has one of these plastic things on it. So once you've sleeved everything and put it away, you can put this on it, and then you can transport this around everywhere, and you'll be safe. It won't all fall out everywhere. So, punch boards and stuff like that. I'm just going to clear a bit of space here because I've made a right mess. Okay, well, we've got the game board. And then we've got 4 punch board sheets of stuff, and then we've got the player boards. Now, I did get a message from Fantasia Games, which actually came from the production factory. So this is an early production copy. It is a production copy, so this is exactly the same as what you will be getting if you backed the game, but it's an early production copy. And in the email they sent from the factory, it basically said that because they rushed this out to us, they hadn't let the player boards dry for long enough, so they may be warped a bit. These are not warped whatsoever. Okay, we have the player boards, which are dual layered. You probably can't see it on the overhead camera, but these are dual layered player boards, and these are not warped in the slightest. So I was a little bit worried that I was going to open the box and find them warped, and then I have to explain to you the reason why. But they're not warped at all. So I'm pretty sure that the ones that you're going to get with it are not going to be warped, because warping of dual layer boards does seem to be a problem these days in a lot of games, but not in this, not at all. And I haven't even opened this box before today, so there you go. You can see that dual layer player boards. Each player gets one of those. Right, the actual main board of this game is relatively small. This is it. This is the main board. So yeah, there's not actually much space on there for stuff, because what happens is you will have below the board, and if you've got the deluxe player mats, which are actually downstairs, but I have a whole load of neoprene mats for the game, is you'll have a row of cards here, which are the cards that you can buy, and then below this you will actually have a display of cards. So you'll have like a 3x5 grid of cards down here, and that's what the extra play mat is for. Up here is where you'll put the sacred stones, and these are the worker placement spaces. So what you do is when you choose one of the 4 main actions, you put your worker at the top, you do the thing that's there, then you move your worker down, you do the thing that's there, you move your worker down, you do the thing that's there, and then the first player gets the bonus here. So there is always a benefit to the first player who chooses the action for the first time in a round. Yeah, 4 rounds in the game. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 are part of age 1. 3 and 4 are part of age 2. And there's an eclipse phase between the rounds, as you can see here. So this is basically the turn tracker. Up here is where the sacred stones go. And to show you the sacred stones, let's have a look at the punch boards. So we got 4 punch board sheets here. And one of the main parts of the game is the map. So these are punching out, as you can see, these are punching out pretty easily. Okay, they're not falling out if you wobble it, like some games. Well, they're starting to, so you do need to punch them out. But in addition to the game board, you will also have a map. So there will be a map created at the start of the game, which is basically using pretty much most of these hexes, and you'll lay them out in a circle to create a map. So the map is relatively simple in that there is a terrain type for each one, which you can see, and the glacier doesn't have any special abilities. And if you are in control of this hex in the eclipse phase, you'll basically get 2 points. So there's different abilities for each of the different terrain types. But yeah, you will build a map at the start of the game with the hexes. The hexes I will put away in the main tray in a minute. And these are the sacred stones. So what will happen at the start of the game, just going to punch these out, is you will choose which sacred stones you're playing with at random, and they will basically go on the spaces here. You use these light blue ones if it's a 3-player game, and the dark blue ones if it's a 4-player game. And these are basically stones that you can get, and you put them on your player board. See, player board here. Take the sacred stone, slot it in there. Done. that means you're going to get, it's setting yourself an end game scoring condition, basically. So yeah, so that's the Sacred Stones, that's what they do. We have an idle board. So this is the idle board. This is going to sit next to the main game board. This is what you're going to use your little idle markers on. One on that side and one on that side. Various things in the game you can do will move these idles up, will get you points at the end of the game, etc, etc. So that's the idle board. And then we have the animal display, which I think we ended up calling the hunting ground. This is where you're going to put the animals at the start of the game. So the deck's going to go there. You're going to fill this. I think it might be based on the number of players. I can't quite remember. But you're going to fill this with the animals, and this is the animals available to you that you can go hunting. So although the central board is quite small, you've actually got this board, you've got this board, you've got the map above it, and you've got the display down at the bottom for cards. So the game does have quite a big table presence with quite a lot of stuff in there. Let's just go back to this storage tray here, and the hexes will go in here. If you were wondering what these were for, the hexes all go in there like that, and the Sacred Stones, they go upside down and they go in there like that. So obviously that will be filled with stuff. But yeah, so that's that. That's that. What else do we have? The rulebook. Let's have a quick look at the rulebook. So this took a long time. Me, Johnny Pack, and a number of other people worked a lot on this rulebook, and the game changed a lot as well during the development process. But the end result, hopefully, cross fingers, is really good. Certainly layout-wise, the team that did the layout of this did a good job with it. And yeah, I'm really hoping that the rulebook is clear and that people are able to get the game. There you go, you can see here this display of cards. Get the game and be able to play it. There's the map as well. Oh, we've also got this. I forgot to mention. But those megalith boards, if you don't know the game, what happens at the start of the game is you will basically create a megalith board of the 4 megalith tiles. And there are all sorts of different setups that you can do that just modify the game slightly. But that is the recommended setup for your first game. Playing the game, playing tribe cards. Yeah, there's a nice amount of images in this. There's the 4 different actions. So initiate, develop, migrate, and hunt with what they all do. Then we've got a bit about the megaliths, a bit about the idle board, final scoring. And then a section at the back for the card abilities and what all of the different Sacred Stones do. The solo mode, which is included in the game, is a separate rulebook. I am going to be covering the solo mode on the channel. So there's quite a lot of information there about the solo mode. But it is a card-driven system. So you draw a card and it basically tells you which column the AI is going to use, and then what all of the different icons mean. A lot of those icons are very similar to what a player would do in the game, but you do need to follow this. So it does simulate another player. Right, I think that's it for the base game. Yeah, I think that's everything. I've made a complete mess. But let's get this put away. Which expansion do you want to see first? We have Ancestors, Rivers and Rafts, or Cave Paintings. Let me know in the chat, the live chat, which one you want to see first. If you are watching this back afterwards, there is no need to leave me a comment telling me which one you want to see first, because it's going to happen. It's going to happen right now. Let's get that box out of the way. Cave Paintings is the first one. Right, we're going to see Cave Paintings first. Is this out yet? That is a very good question. Fantasia Games are in the chat. They will be able to let you know when this will be available. Backers should be getting it at some point in the next couple of months, I think. But I'm not sure what the plans are for retail for the game. So, Cave Paintings it is. So, Cave Paintings is a big box, and that is because it has some boards in it. Now, these boards are shiny because you use a dry wipe eraser on them. So, let's dig out this. And as I say, I think this will actually all go in the main box, because I got the big box. Let me just get that sheet of paper, see if it tells me where everything goes. Yeah, so Cave Paintings boards will go there. And is it going to tell me? Yes, expansion tray. Excellent. Right, okay. Yeah. Okay, right, yeah, so the expansion tray tells you where all of the stuff from the expansion goes. Right, excellent. Anyway, cave paintings. So the cool part of this expansion is there's an extra sacred stone, there's an extra terrain tile, there's an extra megalith tile, because what you're going to be doing in the game, each player starts the game with a board. You get these. So I've never done this. I remember writing the rules for these, but what you get is you get one of these player boards, and there are four different ones. Let's zoom in a little bit so we can see it a bit clearer. Is it going to work? It is going to work. Okay, so this is this one, or you could choose that one. So if you choose this side, and it's recommended the first time you use cave paintings that everybody uses this side, which is the woolly mammoth side. Or if you want to, you can use your tribe-specific animal. So let's say we're using this tribe-specific animal. Then what you do is you get these little bits of card here, and you slot them in, and I'm hoping this is going to work. Okay, and then that goes on the table in front of you, and it basically gives it just a little bit of elevation so that you can write on it. And you get a pen. Where have I put the pens? Here's the pens, or the dry erase markers, whatever you want to call them, and they actually slot in there. So there's even a space on the board for the pen. But what you're going to be doing in the game is you are going to be drawing lines to complete your cave painting, like this. And then when you've surrounded an area, you get the bonuses of that area. So there's all sorts of different things that you're trying to do. Is you're trying to draw lines, complete areas. You're also you'll get points at the end of the game for your longest line and things like that. And then yeah, the ones in the body do something slightly different. I think the ones in the leg, I think they give you bonuses in the eclipse phase. The ones at the top, I think they are instant abilities. But anyway, that's part of the cave paintings expansion, is that each player gets one of these boards to draw on. There is an extra action available in the game, which is the one for drawing. So basically, this allows you to fill in one of the spots, yeah, draw lines and things like that. And can't remember what the torch is. It's been so long since I've done it. Yeah. Now, what else do we get with the cave paintings expansion? We get some extra cards. These are in a different type. There's going to be some wrinkling noises. Here we go. Right, so extra cards, because these cards basically give you abilities to draw lines. This is the symbol for drawing lines. It's drawing lines connecting to those coloured dots. So yeah, some extra cards included in the game, culture cards, and the painter is the new type of tribe card. So this is the new card that you can buy that allows you to basically draw lines. So the painter and the extra culture cards, and it looks like we've got some extra animals as well. So a new type of animal, the Hagerman horse, again has a tip ability that allows you to draw lines. So that's what the cave paintings expansion is all about. Which one do you want to see next? Rivers and rafts or ancestors? Let me know in the chat, and I'll just move all of this to one side. It's going to take me all afternoon to sort this all out. So we've got rivers and rafts, and we have ancestors. Which one are we going with? So the first one was ancestors. Monica said ancestors. So we're going to do both of them, but we'll do ancestors first. So ancestors is a fairly small box, but we have a little rule book telling you how everything works, tells you what we get in there. But what's actually included in this box is all of the extra stuff. So this is not all of the stuff that you get from the Ancestors expansion, but what I've done is I've actually put it all in here. So you get one of these cave painting style. This is from the cave paintings expansion, but this is the dual layer board that replaces the one that you do get with the cave paintings expansion, just to make it dual layer. We've got some extra promos. We'll get to them in a minute. And we've got the mammoth module. So again, these I don't think these come with the Ancestors expansion. They just happen to be inside. Oh, what's this? This must be the smallest rulebook that I've seen. Wow, it's tiny. There you go. I remember writing this, but the rules for the mammoth are folded up into a tiny little sheet. Don't lose that. But anyway, this is the mammoth miniature. Let's look at the side camera. There we go. So Let's just zoom in a bit. Is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? It doesn't. There you go. So there's the mammoth miniature, which can move around the board. Yeah, so that's quite cool. And there was a space for that in the main box. Just pop that in there. Pop that in there. Pop that in there. Right. So what you actually get in the Ancestors expansion is a whole bunch of cards. So we have some new tribe cards. I think again it's split up over 2 decks. So we got 75 new tribe cards. Now you only ever use 5 tribe cards per game, I think. So basically this gives you alternatives. You can use these new tribe cards instead of the original ones. So basically for each of the 5 tribe cards in the base game, you may choose to swap it out for one of the new ones. But it's a direct replacement. So for example, if you choose to play with the healers, then you don't play with the shamans. So the healers are a direct replacement for the shamans. We've also got some new chiefs. So yeah, storytellers. So storytellers is one of the new ones. Trailblazers, trackers. What else do we have? We have the nappers. And we have the healers. We've got some more storytellers. Right, okay, so they are the 5 different new tribe cards. And as I say, they replace them. It's basically, it's the icon here. So the trackers is the hunt action. So that will replace whichever tribe cards go below that symbol in the base game. So yeah, 5 alternatives. So you've got all sorts of things there. And there's some new culture cards as well, just to provide some extra variety in what they do. And we also have, yeah, so that's just the Ancestors expansion is, I don't think it's any extra rules as such, it's just lots of variability with lots of different tribe cards. And the animals. Now the animals, do these replace the animals as well? The animals in this expansion may be used instead of the animal cards for the base game. For each type, choose whether to play the animal cards from the base game or from the expansion. So yeah, we've got, again, replacements. So we've got the Mastodon, we've got the Terror Bird. Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see these. Mastodon, Terror Bird. What else have we got? The Longhorn Bison, the Short-Faced Bear. Is that a real thing? Dire Wolf, a Giant Beaver, not just any beaver, but a giant beaver, and a cave lion. So again, you wouldn't add these in to the base game. What you would do is you would take some out. So for example, these are the animals from the base game. The grey one is the woolly mammoth. So you would choose to play with either the woolly mammoth or the mastodon. Then for the pink ones, you would choose to play either the glyptodon or the giant beaver. Now you've got to play with the glyptodon because he's so cute. So yeah, sorry giant beaver, but you're just not as cute. But anyway, that's the animals from the Ancestors expansion. So yeah, huge amount of variability added, and you don't have to replace everything. You can just replace, you know, each set one at a time, each part of it. Right, so that's the Ancestors expansion. We'll come back to those extra bits that were in the box later on, but now let's get to Rivers and Rafts. So Rivers and Rafts is the expansion that I remember working on the rulebook for first. And yeah, and this changed quite a few times as well, but I think this is the expansion which actually changes the most. So Ancestors is a whole bunch of extra cards to give you more variability. The cave paintings is a nice little add-on, but I think Rivers and Rafts is a fairly fundamental change, because what it does is you actually get these tiles here, and there is a river all the way through the map. So it actually changes the way that the map is built. So you will build up a river at the start of the game, and then you will put everything else around it. This is Paul making a complete mess of it. And you've got some headwaters. So you've got where the river starts. Yeah, I'm not going to get this right, am I? Can you flip this over? You can. There we go. I can't remember the exact rules on how you build the map, but you get the idea. There we go. So we got the start river here, we got the end river there. That's not how it works, but you get the idea, and then you'll surround this with other hexes. You also have these little fishy tiles. So you'll place these fishy tiles by the side of the board, and you can collect these by going fishing. And what else is included in the expansion? We have some stuff. We have a big black marker, which is the monolith. So yeah, with the rivers and rafts expansion, each player will basically start around here, and you can go fishing, and you've got a raft as well. So each player will have a raft. As you can see here, so the raft will start off here, and you can basically move the raft down, and I think it counts as a camp in the space, and it can go fishing, and then it gets to the end, and you get points in the eclipse phase, and then it comes back to the start, etc., etc. So you've got a raft, but you also have these monuments. Let's put the side camera on again, and let's zoom in a bit. You can see the complete mess I'm making of the table here. So it's these monuments that you can have. So we've got a volcano, we've got a mountain, we've got something else. Ah, here's the volcano. There we go. And the one that was in here, this is the black monolith. There you go, solid black monolith. So what happens with these is landmarks. That's it. So basically, yeah, there are landmarks. You can choose to use these. These start off on the map, and then when you are resolving your terrain benefits in the eclipse phase, you get points based on certain scoring conditions based on these. So these are going to sit on the map on certain spaces and look quite cool. Right, what else do we get in here? We've got a new sacred stone tile that gives points for that. As I say, the fish tiles you're going to be collecting during the game. And we got some extra cards. So some new cards that come with the rivers and rafts. What have we got here then? So we have a new type of card, which is the warrior. And these are the landmark cards. So this basically tells you what the landmarks do. So there's the black obelisk, there's the giant tree, the volcano, etc., etc. Now the warriors, I can't remember how they work. I think they replace, yeah, if you choose to play with them, they replace the pathfinders. Right, so the warrior cards replace the pathfinder cards from the base game. You cannot play with both of those. Right. Oh, we've also got some extra animals included with the rivers and rafts expansion, which is Stella's sea cow. There you go. You see that? There we go. We have a sea cow. Right. We're almost done. I'm getting very hungry. We're going for breakfast this morning at a local cafe. So as soon as I finish this, we'll be disappearing. So, extra little modules. We've got canine familiars, and we have Aurora Borealis. Now, there is one extra module as well, which unfortunately didn't arrive, and that is coming in a couple of weeks' time, I think. What was the third one? I can't remember. Fantasia Games will remember what the third one is. I can't remember. But anyway, we've got canine familiars. Ceremonial grounds. Ceremonial grounds rings a bell. And Aurora Borealis. Let's have a look at the canine familiars first. Just zoom in. Move these out of the way. Canine familiars. Woof woof. Right, what have we got? So the rules for this, I think, are printed on the back here. So canine familiars. Basically, there are 12 canine familiars, and these are placed face up near the board in a deck. And then whenever you do the rest action, instead of drawing a card from your deck, instead you can take a canine familiar card and add it to your hand. Basically, there you go. So yeah, it's just an extra little thing. I think there's 3 of each. 3 guardians, 3 navigators, 3 flankers. Yeah, okay. So yeah, canine familiars. Canine familiars card can be played in step 2 of your turn as if they were a tribe card. Yeah, basically it's a way of getting doggy friends. So that's canine familiars little add-on module. The Scooby-Doo expansion. Yes. Then we have Aurora Borealis. Now I remember working on the rules for these. But basically, each player places their Aurora Borealis card face down at the bottom of their draw pile. So each player gets one of these cards, and it is specific to their tribe. So you don't get any choice whatsoever, but there are basically 4 of these Aurora Borealis cards. So if we're playing Purple Tribe, which is the Bear Tribe, you get this card, and it goes face down at the bottom of your draw pile. There is a variant setup that says you can actually use ones for many other players, or you can draft them, whatever you want to do. But to start with, you get the one specific for your tribe. And when it's in your hand, you can play it at any time on your turn, play it face up above your player board, and it does certain stuff. So basically, it is a special card specific for you, and they all do different things, and they're all explained on here. Right, so that is the Aurora Borealis card. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff included in this game. There's the main game, there is the 3 main expansions, and we've got these 2 modules here. And as I say, there is the Ceremonial Grounds option as well. Yeah, Ceremonial Grounds option, which I don't have here. The only other thing to mention is a nice little bonus add-on. I'm losing my voice. Nice little bonus add-on pack, which is the resin pieces. So these are the resin pieces that replace the monolith tiles from the main game. So if you remember, the monolith ones are these. Oh, the mammoth module. Sorry, forgot the mammoth module. Yes, there is the mammoth module as well. So there is these pieces, which are actually really nice, but this resin upgrade add-on pack is also really nice. So you've got these pieces to replace these pieces, and you might not be able to see this, but these are very, very textured and everything else. But you've also got idle markers that replace the idle markers from the base game. And you've also got a victory point marker that replaces the little victory point marker. So yeah, it's a resin upgrade pack. These are actually, they've got a nice weight to them. You can probably hear as I smash them together and try not to damage them. So yeah, so I got sent this as well, and I will possibly be using this in the video. I'm not sure. It's always a difficult one because you've got all of these extra nice components and you kind of want to show them off. But then what you don't want to do, you don't want to have people watching the video going, oh, Paul's got all these nice bits. I don't have the nice bits. So I will ask Fantasia Games whether you want me to use the resin tiles in the videos. I can understand if you don't want me to use them, but I would like to use them because they do look very nice. We are all done. So plans for this, first of all, I've made a complete mess of this table. Literally everything is everywhere. I will be taking all of this downstairs later on today, and I will be going through it and I will be putting it all away. And then at some point in the next few weeks, I'm going to be starting the videos. So the videos are not imminent. You're not going to see them in the next week or 2. But at some point over the next 5 or 6 weeks, I'm going to be getting a group of friends together. And we're going to be doing, as I say, we're going to be doing 4 playthrough videos for the game. And I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough as well. So there's going to be 5 videos coming to the channel at some point in the next couple of months. The idea is to have all of the videos done by the time backers get their copy. But yeah, that is everything. The play mats are actually downstairs. I did leave them downstairs. So if you bear with me a minute, I will just disconnect my microphone and I will head downstairs and I will go and get the play mats. I did leave them downstairs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tidy up this. Talk amongst yourselves while I put this away. And if I can get Vicky's attention, she could actually go downstairs and get me the play mats, but I think she's cleaning her teeth. So I don't think she can hear me. So let's get these out of the way. I put the play mats downstairs in order that, because I didn't want to leave them on the floor because the cats would get them. And I was looking at them and then I didn't bring them upstairs and put them away. So that is why they're downstairs in the front room over the back of the chair. So yeah, bear with us a minute while I just tidy up. And then I will go and get the play mats. Should have got the play mats out first, really, shouldn't I? I had underestimated how much mess I would make of this. Is that mostly away? That's mostly away. Right, I'm just going to disconnect my microphone for a minute. I will be back in 30 seconds. So I have here one of every playmat. You do not need all of these to play the game, but the factory has sent me literally one of everything. So these are all of the possible playmats that you can get for this game. And the first one is the big one. So this is the big playmat, which has basically got space for pretty much everything on it. So what we've got is we've got space here for the map. This is where the map will go. We have the main board that you've seen, but it includes the hunting grounds. It also includes the idle board, and we have space down here for the card display. So this is it just about fits on here. So this is the big mat. If you backed it and you bought this add-on, that is for absolutely everything. There is a smaller mat which doesn't have the map on it, but it is basically the bottom half of this board. So it's exactly the same, just without the map section. There is another one which is just the map section. So that actually enables you to have basically exactly the same as the big mat, but split into two different things, so you can move them wherever you want. And the final one is just this, which is a nice little neoprene board for the card display. Now, having been a user of neoprene mats for about 3 years now, maybe 4 years, I can't recommend neoprene enough, because I normally play up here in the studio where I use my Game Toppers table with the Game Toppers neoprene mats, and picking up cards from a neoprene mat is easy because the neoprene has a little bit of bounce to it. So what happens is you can very easily, even without sleeves, is pick up a card quite easily. Every so often I play downstairs on my dining room table, which is a wooden flat surface, and it's an absolute nightmare. You cannot pick up cards on a wooden flat surface. So yeah, I've seen the benefit of neoprene over the years, and now I find it hard now to play games on flat surfaces without a neoprene. I'm sure most people are the same. If you've used a neoprene mat for cards, it just makes it so much easier to pick cards up. Yes, Monica, it elevates the gameplay because basically you don't spend half an hour of the entire game just trying to pick up cards and slide them off the table. So anyway, that's it. That's the different play mats that come with the game. This is slightly smaller. Yeah, they've made it bigger for this because there's a fifth space. But if you've got this, it is slightly smaller than the actual map there. We're all done. How long was that? 48 minutes. Wow. But that is one epic unboxing, okay? Because that's pretty much everything. The only thing you didn't see is the ceremonial grounds, which is another little module that you can add on. But we are all done. I'm very hungry and I need to go for some breakfast. So just before we go, thank you very much again to all of my Patreon supporters for funding the channel. Without your support, I can't really make videos like this. So yeah, if you like the content that I create, obviously give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, but please consider supporting me at patreon.com/gamingrules. And although the playthrough videos that I'm going to be creating for this game, they are also sponsored by Fantasia Games, I do rely on the support of the Patreon in order to keep the channel going. So yeah, thank you very much. Other than that, we're all done. I will be back next week with some more content. And until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.